to New York's very own Minx Couture. All the opinions and views expressed on this show are from mine and mine only. I take responsibility for everything I say. And if you're gonna be all up in your feelings, then this is not the platform for you, because this is The Minx Show.
Oh my God. What up, Facebook? What up, Facebook? Oh my goodness. I am back. I am back. A lot of y'all are probably wondering where I was, but first thing I want to say is I am alive. I survived my surgery. I know that the last time I did tell everybody that I was probably going to take a break from the Minx Show, which was about 2 weeks. I know that's a little bit too long, but it always seems like when I have a hiatus, like there's so much shit that goes on that I just cannot like just sit back and just say, I'm just going to watch what's going on. But there's just been so much going on with the music industry, and of course with a lot of controversial things. I mean, I know people they're gonna want to talk about this R. Kelly shit. I'm not talking about this R. Kelly shit, and here's why. All right. We did a whole episode, which was the first episode that came for season 2 about R. Kelly. So I'm not going to get into this R. Kelly shit. But what I'm going to say is there is a plot. There is a summary. And I grew up watching and listening to R. Kelly. And I will definitely say that there's a lot of inconsistencies going on with this particular case. And it's like, I'm really kind of tired of being inundated. Like every day is something else. It was, oh, we got him on a sex tape, and then, oh, we got him on child support. I'm like, if you're going to get him, just keep him in jail. Keep him in jail. If that's the case. Okay. The judge has a power to say without bail. Okay. So obviously there's something going on behind the scenes that us, regular folks, like we're not privy to. So if they keep going on and allowing this man to keep getting opportunities to get, out of prison, out of jail, he's getting bailed out left and right, whether it's fans, whether it's, people who are already in the industry that feel some kind of way that maybe he's being like blackballed because he bought his entire catalog masters. We all know Michael Jackson and Prince and all of them, they bought their masters, and it's a big issue. And a lot of people don't understand why this whole thing about owning your own masters is so important. If you are an artist and you are recording your songs in different studios, you better make sure that when you leave that studio, not only are you leaving with the completed mix or master, you better make sure that you're also leaving with that session. Okay. Don't be scared to ask, can I get my whole session? It just takes 2 seconds to save it as I think it's OMF file if you're using Pro Tools, or I use Nuendo, Cubase, or whatever. Get your whole session. This way, if you do blow up, you don't have to worry about people holding your masters over your head like, I'm going to make money off of you. So enough with the R. Kelly shit. I'm done with the R. Kelly shit. Like, hey Chris, I'm done with the R. Kelly shit. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm just done. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time, because there's a lot of stuff. When things are in the forefront, that means that there are things that are happening in the background that they don't want you to know, which is why I really think that all the stuff that's going on, I have to be the person to say, I gotta find what they're hiding. Like, what are they hiding underneath these big stories? Because it obviously is a big story. And I think this is it. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know, City. I got you. I got you. I think one of the biggest stories that a lot of people are not really understanding is that if you have distribution, like me, like we all do, we have distribution. Why is Spotify suing songwriters? I'm a songwriter. I compose my own music. I write my own songs. I make my own beats. My question is, all these folks that sit there and say, you only got 4 listeners on Spotify. I don't give a fuck about Spotify. I don't care about Spotify. Spotify is totally reaming artists, where they are actually suing artists. Why is Spotify suing songwriters? What the heck is going on? You damn right what the heck is going on. This is in the musicbusinessworldwide.com. And it comes out, it says, yesterday, March 7th, it emerged that 4 major owners of digital music services, Spotify, Amazon, Google, Pandora, lodged legal appeals against the U.S. Copyright Royalties Board recent decision to raise streaming royalties for songwriters. So they were fighting for us songwriters to actually make money. Because this is what I always say. This whole streaming thing, I think we're losing money than it would be if we were having, sales out of our trunk. Okay. If we were selling physical copies. Okay. So you have, it says Spotify and Amazon are the bad actors. They proved the decision in the appeal. It's fully clear to us that Google and Pandora didn't want to appeal. Shout out to Google and Pandora. But Spotify Spotify is really not in our corner as songwriters. You guys have to really dig and read these articles, because the thing that sucks about this entire thing is that you have your, let's just call them consumers, who don't understand what whole streaming services and how it works against us. So you guys are numbers people. We get that you're numbers people. I personally would rather make my money like I've been doing off of SoundCloud than I would Spotify, because SoundCloud is actually working hard with artists to make sure that we get paid for our content, and Spotify doesn't give 2 shits. Okay, so we need to come off of this whole, using Spotify as a freaking pacifier. Like, we just have to stop, because we're not going to be making the type of money that we would, or like we should, as artists. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, so speaking of physical copies, I was actually looking, what did they say? They said vinyls and cassette tapes and physical copies, like in music stores and stuff, like they are still making more money. They made the most money last year. So that kind of makes me feel some kind of way. Like, I'm like, should we really just get together and just put together like these showcases and sell physical copies? I'm just tired of it. Like, I got into so many arguments this week on Instagram, I got into a big fight on Twitter the other day. A lot of people who follow me on Twitter, they know I don't give a fuck. I say what's on my mind. If you don't like my thoughts, just don't engage with me. But I am not afraid of stands. I'm not afraid of stands. Okay. You can't talk about Beyonce. You can't talk about Nicki Minaj. You can't talk about anybody. Says who? I'll say whatever the fuck I want. So I got into it with a couple of Nicki Minaj fans because of the fact of, whatever was floating around, I commented on. And it's always when I comment on a public display of something. And I think this was Hot 97, or this was like a main blog that mentioned something about Nicki Minaj. And I Agreed. And of course, I was attacked. And I don't really think that these people understand that I don't do the stan shit. I don't obsess over celebrities. I don't give a fuck about celebrities. Like, I'm the daughter of one that used to be a celebrity. So I really don't get my panties in a bunch. Like, my favorite singer we all know is John B. So if you say, oh, he's a has-been and he ain't shit, he ain't had a hit since when, I'm not going to sit there and Google your phone number and where you work and, try to find out where your parents work and send 30 boxes of pizzas to their house because you disagree with me. Like, I'm not going to do that. Um, but it is what it is. I can't get too upset with people that just get their own selves what is it suspended. So if you were on my Instagram, you saw when I posted up, like, some of these Nicki Minaj fans were like, oh, you're a jerk because you got me suspended and I was like, no, I didn't get you suspended. You got yourself suspended because you sat there and you disrespected me and called me the N-word and all this other shit, and you know what, you got yourself suspended. So kiss my motherfucking ass. And of course, my favorite, my failed hip hop career, my podcast that isn't going anywhere. Well, let me just say something to you guys. I started this podcast last year. This was just supposed to be a platform where I talked and ranted and did my thing. But, it's come a long way because of the fact that it's came from nothing. I didn't have all this equipment. I didn't have a following like that. We're almost up to 7,000 followers on Instagram with, good marketing. My podcast went from just being on Anchor Radio, Anchor FM, all the way to Spotify, and then it went to Apple Podcasts, and then now I woke up before my surgery and I found out that we were on iHeartRadio. So you know what? Don't let these people make you feel some kind of way. Just whatever it is that you do. I don't care if you sell clothes. I just don't care. Just don't let these people discourage you and make you feel like you're not doing enough, because I feel like I did a lot with just me, with no team. I was my team. So that was my spiel for that. As you see on the bottom of the scroll, I got a little scroll like, I did that. You can contact me, you can call me, text me, whatever. I'm really plan on transitioning from my home to the studio because, I'm kind of homebound with this surgery, but, we will be in the studio and, I'm going to need guests. I'm going to need people to come and freestyle from me. I'm going to need all of that. So, like I was saying, CDs and vinyls are actually outperforming digital downloads in the business. So you see what I'm saying? This was actually in digitaljournal.com. CDs and vinyl outperform digital downloads in the music business. So music listeners do not need to mourn the decline of CDs and vinyl albums. In 2018, CDs and vinyl made more money for the record labels in America than digital downloads. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? This is in March 2009 publication, 2019 in Technology. So this is recent. This is a recent article that is saying that CDs and vinyl are making more money than digital downloads. What does that tell you? Wake up. Wake up, guys. Need to go back to the, like I said, old school. I'd rather stand outside for hours selling my shit than, paying $100 for a marketing campaign that's just going to generate streams through streaming farms. Because that's what these people are doing. They really think that it's actually reaching an organic audience when it's not. It's actually artificial audience because they're not really people that are going to come back the month after that to hit play. So your 84,000 plays and your 54,000 plays and your 100,000 plays, it's just good for that month. Okay. And I've been reading a lot of articles about how they're cracking down on people that are faking their streams. So let's get it together. Let's stop tricking numbers. I'd rather have 100 authentic plays than 100,000 fake plays, and then nobody's ever going to come back and listen to my shit. I'm just being totally honest. So that's that. There were other I wanted to talk about SXSW, that there are a lot of scams going on with that. Um, he said that's so true. Thank you, Real Lyrics. I mean, I just try to showcase and tell people what's going on. Um, so SXSW. I personally, I don't think SXSW is a scam, because somebody did ask me that. They messaged me, do you think it's a scam? And I was like, I don't think it's a scam. I think what's a scam is the people that are charging money for you to perform in venues and stuff that is not affiliated with SXSW. I think people are scamming artists by telling them if you pay a certain amount of money that they can perform in this festival, when in fact they're not even affiliated with this festival. They're just using the name because it is a venue that's within the area that the festival is being conducted at. And it's a shame. I've been seeing a lot. I think when people accuse people of being a scam artist, and that scam artist gets upset and they start like trying to blast them and call them broke and all this shit, I'm like, if it's not a scam, why are you mad? If it's not a scam, why don't you grab all the artists that did pay and did participate in what you're offering and have them come on camera and say that it was a success for them? Because 95% of these artists that do these festivals, you don't really see them blow up from them. Because they're told, like let's say there was a Thanksgiving Day parade, Macy's, and I put out a flyer and I said, oh, perform in the Thanksgiving Day parade Macy's venue event or whatever. But you do the event and it's like 5 people that are there. That should be a red flag to tell you that I just used the name, I used the event name and just tried to take your money. This is what some of these folks are doing. And, as an artist, you do get scammed. You do get scammed. You learn your lesson, and you try to find another way. But unfortunately, this is a event that people are scamming about, and they even warned about it last year when they were promoting for it. They said be wary of the pay to play scams. Now, it says watch out for the pay to play scams. Okay, it says SXSW does not charge our artists to perform in official showcases. So I want you guys to understand, when you're, even though it's like, the last hour, it's down to the last hour of getting artists to perform. Okay, be very, very careful before you spend money. Okay, because they do not charge to perform. They don't charge artists to perform at the official showcases. They operate on a strict invitation only policy. Okay? They do not condone solicitations and actively do everything they can to protect artists from being victimized by pay to play scams. So if someone comes to you and they say, you can perform in this event and it's by SXSW, please keep in mind, they do not charge their artists to perform. If this is a legit performance, they don't charge you to perform. And you would have gotten your tickets to perform after, I think probably like at the end of 2018. You would have had your tickets by January the 1st to perform for this event. So people are coming out saying, I got tickets. They're fucking lying. Okay. So if you have any questions, if someone comes to you, $100, you can perform at this event, you can email musicfest@sxsw.com and they will look into it for you and they'll tell you that if the opportunity is legit or not. Okay. So this is Mother Minx just trying to help y'all out, because I can't even tell you how many DMs, emails, people that have tagged me and said, did you hear about this? I'm telling you this right now. You guys have to do your homework. Don't get too excited. Don't get your chest all poked out, because you don't know what's legit and what's not. You just have to go to the horse's mouth at, certain times. You just have to go there and say, is this legit? Is this true? So again, musicfest@sxsw.com to see if any of these events that they are throwing for the pay to play is legit. And I'm telling you, it's probably not. And you should, report people. Don't let people make money off of you. Gotta wake up, guys. Whatever sounds too good to be true, it usually is. And it's a shame that you can't really trust people anymore. You just can't. So that was something that I saw. So other than that, I've been reading a lot. Like, it's like there has been so many different uh there's been so many different stories regarding this Spotify shit. Everything is Spotify, and that's why I said I hate Spotify. About to pull. I think Coast to Coast is flaky. They're all flaky. Coast to Coast. Anything that Funkmaster Flex's name is in is flaky. I mean, I just say the artists, they need to come together again. Put your money together. If if 5 people put together $1,000, that's $5,000. That's a little tour. That's a mini tour. You can find out through damn, what is the website I use? There's a website that I use that actually showcases all the venues and places that are having shows, and I usually post up on my website. But you can get an email blast of all the shows that are going on in your area. You can do that, and you can be able to see. It's called I remember it. It's called Indie on the Move. You can sign up for that. It's free, and they will set you up in an email blast where then you can be able to figure out what are they looking for, because you don't want to go to an open mic and it's just like all rock music and you're a hip hop artist and vice versa. So you can set it up to search your credentials, what you pretty much, what kind of audience that you would like to perform for. They tell you the pricing, they tell you at least months in advance of what's going on, and you can pretty much put your tour together based on what pops up. So people have to really stop worrying about people that are trying to put you on, or they can say that they can put you on, and just try to put your own self on. That's pretty much what I think. So new beats. I'm playing songs that in the background of beats that I did. Which one is this one? Oh, I love this beat. Okay, so we're gonna go into something. Y'all know I love Kanye West. That's still my guy. So here's a beat I did, and we're gonna go into the next segment. Okay. This segment is called, my Kanye West thoughts. It says how Kanye West's lawsuit against EMI could change the music industry forever. This is an existential threat to the music publishers and record companies. So as we all know, Kanye West is involved in a contract where they claim he can never retire. Ever. Like, he is on the puppet strings for the rest of his life. He's supposed to make music for the rest of his life under contract. And he's suing them. He's suing EMI because they're basically saying, bruh. And, I've been seeing all of the little, slave comments and shit. And again, like, for my listeners that are understanding, they're like, how can you like Kanye West? Aren't you black? He said slavery was a choice, blah 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 blah. Here, I don't think he meant slavery was a choice in that matter. But slavery, if you have an option to live or die, okay, that's just my thoughts. If somebody came to me and said, oh, Minx, you're gonna be a slave, you're gonna be warming up masses' feet and shit like that, I'd rather jump off of the ship. Okay, so yeah, that is a choice. That is a choice. So again, I love Kanye West because he is the reason why I started production. Okay. So I don't care about his politics. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. I care about how he composes his music. So let's just get that straight. But this is very monumental because you have people that sue to get out of their contracts. And this man was in a contract that he signed stating that he can never quit. He has to work forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay. It said, buried in the language of an extension to his music publishing deal with EMI, this is the clause. At no time during the term will you seek to retire as a songwriter, recording artist, or producer, or take any extended hiatus during which you are not actively pursuing your musical career in the same basic manner as you pursued each career, you have pursued such career to date. Now, here's my thoughts as a regular person. Now, what if Kanye is showing his ass, saying wild things and doing wild things because of this clause? How do we not know? Hi, Christopher. How do we, excuse me, Chris B, my bad. Hey, Chris B. You just came in at the right time because Chris B, y'all need to really take a look at some of the things that Chris B posts, because he is actively having an issue when it comes to trademark and copyright infringements of his own person. So, eventually I'm going to have Chris B on phone or wherever to be able to talk about what he's going through. But this is what we're talking about. What if Kanye West is showing his ass and doing dumb shit because he's stuck in this contract that he just cannot get out of? And he figures that, oh, if I'm not making any money because a lot of people have canceled me, then I can't fucking work for you people for the rest of my life. You guys are going to have to drop me. And they're like, no. No problem. So from the publisher's perspective, the situation is simple. They don't make money when Kanye West isn't working, so they had him sign a contract that says that he can't stop. See, artists, you guys have to understand, like my last episode, we talked about that young man that was offered a $3 million contract and he turned it down. His mother told him, hell the fuck no. You don't sign a musical contract if you're making so much money without a label. So to all you consumers that want to keep telling artists, that's why you ain't signed. I'm glad I'm not signed. I'm glad I'm independent. I'm glad I'm able to say, I'm going to write a song about wiping my ass today, and no one's going to tell me I can't put it out because it's my business and I can do that. So whoever is telling these artists that they need to go and be chasing after these fucking record deals, you're stupid. Okay? A record deal is a contract that you must obliged to, meaning like if a producer decides as a female to touch your ass while you're recording and you sue them, they're like, fuck you, you have to still record with this producer because you signed a contract. Being signed is not all that is cooked up to be. Why do you think that all these artists that are successful, when they do the behind the music and they do the behind the scenes, what is always a chapter? They always say they didn't like their record deal. They had to sue their record deal. Their record label dropped them. It's your talent. Protect it. It is yours. And when you give a person an opportunity to make money off of you, you are no longer you. This is no longer your craft. You are then a puppet. So I don't want to ever be signed. And if that means that makes me less of an artist, go right the fuck ahead and say that. I don't really give two shits. Thank you, Chris. So, those are the facts. So, what was the other part in here that I thought? Okay, so here's what the fears are of the record labels. If there's anything that strikes fears into the hearts of media company executives, it's California Labor Code Section 2855. These provision limits personal services contracts under California law to 7 years and is often used by actors and their performing artists to get out of their contracts. Again, Kanye gets crazy. It's not because he's crazy. It's because he knows he fucked up signing this deal. So if he got to sit there and fucking sit on Donald Trump's lap and twerk to get black people mad or Trump haters mad, he's gonna do it, because then you're not gonna buy his music. You're gonna say, fuck this nigga. I don't want to, I'm deleting his catalog. I'm not gonna play with his. And then he won. But then you still got, diehard fans like me that still gonna play his shit. See, I know there's a method to Kanye's madness. He's not stupid. And stop blaming the fact that his mother fucking died. Okay? So stop doing it. He's not stupid. So, under federal law, the copyright is either life of the author plus 70 years or 95 years from publication. Okay? Speaking of, what the hell they're doing to Prince. And I will tell you straight up, as a Prince fan, Prince did not want this for his music. Okay? So I will not be, I think if you're a real Prince fan, I want to know what happened with New Edition. I see Ralph and Johnny trademarked the name. I'm lost. See, there's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to, even 70 years after death. Did you peep that, Chris? I'm telling you guys this. Being an artist is a curse and a blessing. It is a blessing because you're able to create, you're able to vibe, you're able to say, oh, if I want to write a song about tacos, I'm going to write me a song about tacos. And then the curse of it is someone says, I like that song you did about tacos. So why don't you sign this? We're going to sell that to Taco Bell. But guess what? You ain't getting a dime from that shit, because I'm the one that's fronting the money to make that song possible. It's not all that it's cooked up to be. So stay independent. I keep telling artists, stay independent. You make so much more money when you are independent and you're not worrying about who, what you can release, what you could put out. I mean, fuck these labels. Be your own label. We are in an era where you can do that instead of the label. Exactly. Look at Prince. Look at Michael Jackson. That damn car. Excuse me. So you just got to stay independent. Stop worrying about what other people say. I mean, I know it's so discouraging to talk to brain dead people who don't know how the business works, and that's why you just don't fucking talk to them. I don't even entertain these motherfuckers. Oh, Nicki Minaj, and I don't give a fuck about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is stuck in a 360 deal that she can't fucking get out of, and in order for her to be able to get out of the deal, she has to keep putting out crappy music. And then she came out with this bullshit Queen Radio that doesn't put nobody on. It doesn't give anybody an opportunity. I don't really see her counseling female artists. I don't really ever see her talking about, what not to do, any mistakes that she's made. She just want to talk about who's a cocksucker of the day. Like, why would you use a platform for that? Look at me. I'm a fucking nobody. I'm a nobody from the Bronx that has a platform that plays music and counsels artists on articles that you guys are sleeping on. And, fuck Queen Radio. Fuck Nicki Minaj. You could take this as a soundbite. Minx Couture said, fuck Nicki Minaj. Fuck her fans. Fuck all of them. I said it, hashtag that, and get my show off of iHeartRadio. I don't give a fuck. Okay? And yes, Minx just went off. I did. Because people are fucking sheep and they don't know how the business works. They don't understand how hard it is that we work to just get one song heard. So, who is she putting on? Nobody. I get hundreds of emails a day for people to say, how much does it cost? It don't cost you nothing. Just promote my show on your platform. You claim you got 13,000 followers. I better see 13,000 people liking your shit. Anyway, that was the other thing I wanted to say. That was the other thing I was going to tell some of you artists. You guys are promoting yourselves wrong. Stop buying Instagram followers. Just don't do it. Use platforms and services that are available to help you build off of other people's hashtags. And if you're interested in that, I can do a one-on-one tutorial on how to set that up. But I'm not going to do it on the Minx Show, because then I'll be giving out too much information and then everybody's going to be popping. I can't allow that. Anyway, so, and notice I don't really have that much music today because I was on a hiatus, and I really didn't have that much music sent to me, and some of the songs that were sent to me I really didn't like. And I don't mean to sound like a dick. Um, but I'm very honest about it. Like, I don't play everybody that sends me music and they, they like, I'll pay you $100. I don't take the money. I don't play bullshit on my songs. Excuse me, on my show. I just can't. I would lose my listeners and stuff like that. Every artist that I play on here is intricately chosen because I really vibed with the artist. Because I only fuck with artists that I vibe with, Everyone try to FaceTime me right now. So, hold on. Y'all hear that? That sound like a vibrator. Ugh, I don't get down like that. Anyway, so this article right here, it's called "The Music Business Isn't Set Up for Artists to Get Rich." Again, these are the tools and the jewels that are out there that people don't read, they don't look into, and unfortunately, if you're not reading and looking into these articles because you're so caught up in the R. Kelly shit and you're so caught up in these cheating scandals and things like that, you know, personally, hold on, my charger stopped working. Personally, you just have to understand the music business is not set up for artists to get rich, okay? It's not. It never has been, you know. Says Russ just went platinum on TuneCore, informing his songs on Wednesday, shortly after informing his fans that his 2016 song "Ain't Nobody Taking My Baby" was released through the popular digital music distribution service to achieve a platinum certification by the RIAA. The do-it-all creative jumped on Twitter to remind his fellow artists and that owning your masters and monetizing your catalog is indeed possible without a record label. This is what we do on the Minx Show. I have been, for the last season and now, I've been showing you guys how you can distribute your music. You can distribute your music for free. There are services that allow you, if you don't have a computer, to upload and distribute your music through your phone. If you have the files on your phone, you can do that. If you have the artwork on your phone, you can do that. You can do it. I pay. Okay, I just believe in paying because I like to show receipts for shit. Because there's nothing wrong with trying to do shit for free. Not every artist has money like that. But if you are really trying to be heard and to be taken seriously as an artist, you have to sometimes invest in yourself. I invest in myself. I don't really do the free shit. But I do the paid shit for a reason. Because if I'm paying for shit, I can tell you guys if it worked. So this way you don't have to waste your money on that. And sometimes the other good thing about it is that people that get wind of the podcast of services that I paid for, they actually hit me up behind the scenes and say, Minx, thank you so much for the review. And, we're going to give you 3 months of da-da-da. So it's a win-win for me. So I spend $15 to $150 on something, I'm still going to get, the best out of it. But here's Russ. He says, you can make millions upon millions of dollars on TuneCore and not have to break anyone off. Stop letting this whole "there's no money in music for the artist" narrative to keep circulating. Shit is a lie. Own your own shit and be self-sufficient and you'll cake, or be dumb and complain. He continued, the music business isn't set up for artists to get rich. It's set up for everyone else to get rich off the artist. Take the power back. Artists are the nucleus. Everything and everyone else is interchangeable. So, again, all these articles that I find, I throw it up on www.minxradio.com so you can actually take a look at it yourself because, again, like I said, I'm the person that actually researches and looks up this information because I was in the hospital and, I just was like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And no one's talking about it because R. Kelly and what he is doing is more important. And Jussie Smollett and all distraction shit. But that's okay. My phone had died, so I didn't see your comments, guys. So just give me 1 second. Let me just log back into Facebook. So it is a war. It is a war for content, artists. It's a war for your content. We have to relearn the business. I was a little girl. I watched artists blow up. I've watched artists blow, just blow. No one in particular. People just really wanted beats. But I'm just saying, we as artists, we have to relearn the business. First of all, you have to learn the business. Then you have to relearn the business. And then you have to condition your brain to be positive. Because a lot of people are still in this mentality of my friends, my hometown don't support me. My friends don't support me. My family don't support me. Fuck them. Okay? Fuck them. Sometimes, if even if you're not popping right now and no one is tuning into what you're doing, sometimes you just have to say, you know what? They'll hop on the cruise ship when the cruise ship arrives, and then you can tell them that there's no tickets available and no more life jackets. But you can't get mad because people don't support you. What you do is you keep doing you. You got to fake it till you make it. So even if you don't have fans, you got to keep your head up high like you got fans. You got to be your own fan. You can't really sit there and say to yourself that because other people say that you're not good, at what you do. What you have to do is you have to figure out how to get better and get better quality music. Maybe your song is not hot. Pick another song. Maybe you're promoting the wrong song. Maybe you're promoting your song to the wrong audience. There's a lot of factors as to why people are not blowing up like they used to. And if you're still worried about your hometown don't support nobody because of the fact that nobody wants to see nobody win. This is not 2000, excuse me, this is not 93. This is not 2001, when you go on American Idol and your whole city is sitting around in a fucking cafe or a fucking bar hoping that you get to the next segment. There's no togetherness in that no more. So you have to stop with this mentality that you think that people are out here that, because you're from your hometown that people have to support you. No. So that's one of the important things that people have to understand. Okay, I'm back on Facebook, guys. Gave you a shot. Thank you for sharing the video. Thank you for sharing, guys. So that was like one of the important that was like one of the important things that I came across. And what was the other thing? Here we go with Spotify again. I was just so pissed off with Spotify, guys, that I just was like, I'm gonna shit on Spotify this whole fucking podcast because Spotify claims Apple tax harms consumers. Okay, it says Spotify claims Apple tax harms consumers and rivals files a complaint with EU. So basically what they're like, you're accusing me of stealing from artists. We're going to accuse you and sue you guys and prove that you guys are scamming artists based on the taxes. So it's just like a he said, she said, he said. And, I think it's time to just it's just time to get rid of Spotify. I'm just done with Spotify. I'm done with them. So yeah, they claim that Apple's tax harms consumers. Hold on, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, there's so it says after trying to successfully resolve the issues directly with Apple, we're now requesting that the EC take actions to ensure fair competition. It's not really fair competition because, as you know, Spotify is suing songwriters. So there's really nothing that they can actually do to make other platforms, distribution platforms, look at them like we're being scammed worse. It's kind of messed up. It says if we pay this tax, it would force us to artificially inflate the price of our premium membership well above the price of Apple Music, blah, 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 blah. So we all know Apple Music is expensive as fuck. I do use Spotify for music because a lot of artists, they send me music and their music is on Spotify. And that's like one of the biggest important things about being on the Minx Show is that when people send me content, to avoid my servers and my email getting a virus on my computer or whatever, I'd rather you just send me a link. Okay. I'd rather you send me a link because A, you're getting a play. B, I want you to tell me that so I can tell my viewers to go to your Spotify. Everyone doesn't have iTunes, everyone doesn't have that. So I'm assuming that more people have Spotify than they do iTunes, but you know, no offense. So that was that. And there was another article that I saw because I had so much to talk about today. That's why, like I said, I didn't have that much music, so I wanted to fill up the entire slot. Oh, this article here, which is on hypebot.com, which was a really good let me see, app window. Okay, so it says streaming artists without labels are driving music industry growth. Again, you don't need a label. A label needs you. So recorded music venues grew up in 2018 for the fourth consecutive year, reaching 18.8 billion up to 2.2 billion from 2017. Streaming was the engine room for growth, up to 30% year on year to reach 9.6 billion. These are a lot of numbers. So they're saying in 2018, because you know 2019 technically just still started, what they're saying is that streaming is going up. A lot of people are streaming more than they were, but it still doesn't cancel out the fact that people are still buying physical copies. So with that it's very important that people have to contribute to the streaming world. You know, just keep putting in your music, you know, putting up your music. I personally, you know, I use SoundCloud. I don't use anything else. And I know I keep saying that. All right, real lyrics. So I actually wanted to showcase again my song that I had did, so that this way you guys can hear it. It was called Money Right. So you guys take a listen to that, and I'm going to pay some bills.
It's Minx in this bitch. So y'all just gotta bop a little bit to this one. Just like that. Y'all not ready. Don't let me get my hands on some money. I be cutting up, I act real funny. I just play along, I act like a dummy. Cause when a bitch blows, they gon' say that they love me. I'm cool with all of y'all being fake as fuck. But what y'all gonna do when they turn me up? They gon' chase this clout, I guess that's word of mouth. And you don't want to smoke, I'm not talking loud. It's Minx in this bitch, the queen in this bitch. Paid the cost to be the boss, pinky ring in this bitch. I'm taking bags like a quarterly. That's right. This world is mine, I want all of it. Wait till I get my money right. Wait till I get my money. Keep on stacking, I stay on my grind. You only live once, so this is my time. You only live once, yeah. Negativity, I don't pay no mind. Oh, just working, stacking, saving up that bread. Just working, stacking, saving up that bread. I'm just working, stacking, saving up that bread. Working, stacking, saving up that bread. Keep working on your likes while I'm working on my legacy. I'm trying to feed my great-greats while y'all just some zombies. Y'all feed into these distractions while I'm making shit happen. What you gonna do when the ship sinks? Who's gonna be the captain? I advise you to take action. Quit the clowning and the laughing. I'm saying this with a passion. No bars, no mumble rapping. I'll give you a second to grasp it. I'll allow you to do the mapping. We'll recognize it's real, and all y'all just acting. Y'all ain't about that life. You can stop all that hating shit, creating opportunities. I really don't do that waiting shit, so keep talking while I'm getting rich. I'm just making hits. It's mind over matter. I'm on my business, bitch. Ooh, wait till I get my money right. And I'm gonna keep on stacking, cause I'm on my grind. You only live once, so this is my time.
Yes, sir.
I'ma keep on stacking, staying on my
getting money. You ever do a song just be like, why the fuck did I do this song? Like this is like one of those songs. I made the beat and I was like, why did I make this song? I just thought it was hot at the time. But... So basically, my little one is up. She just woke up, so it was a good hour. It was almost a good hour. We almost got through an entire hour. But I just wanted to get my thoughts out. You know, again, there's so much stuff going on in the industry behind the scenes because of these distractions, and I wanted to be the one to, you know, bring it to the forefront. Because nobody, not Joe Budden, you know, maybe Joe Budden, but nobody is actually going to be actively open about what's going on behind the scenes because, you know, people, they're afraid to lose their fan base. They're afraid to lose their endorsements. That's just what it is. All the music that you were hearing in this podcast is music that was produced by me. If you were interested in working with me, if you were looking for beats, if you were looking for lyrics, I am definitely happy to work with anybody that, you know, needs any sort of advice or help. Again, you need to go to www.minxradio.com. You remember yesterday, Instagram and Facebook went down and people were losing their minds. Well, Minx Radio website is a social networking site. That's why I bought it. That's why I designed it that way. And I'm hoping that I can get people to join, more people to join and participate in the forums and just be able to have general conversations about what's going on in the underground world and, you know, promotions and, you know, putting your content out there. And that's just the most important thing that I wanted to do, because we never know what's going to happen with Instagram. We never know what's going to happen with Facebook. You know, we never know what's going to happen with Twitter. These websites are not going to be around forever. So we have to start taking back the control with everything, including social media. Okay, so hold on. I think there was one more article that I wanted to talk about. Yes, this one last article I wanted to show you guys before I head out of here, because I'm getting ready to go upstate for the weekend. It says Spotify is accused of attempting to block songwriter pay rise in New York. In the United States. So Spotify once again is pretty much telling songwriters and people that create their own content that y'all can't make money off of your hard work. So again, this is another artist in musicbusinessworldwide.com. This was published on March the 11th, 2019, so it's fairly recent, about 3 days ago. And, you know, everyone just has to be more mindful about what these people behind the scenes are doing with our content, you know. Eventually, I believe that there's going to be, like, pretty much I think song artists are just going to get real tired and we're just going to create our own shit, you know. And if being distributed is so great, I mean, it is great. I mean, how else would you get your CDs in stores? But it just doesn't seem like it's working out. Like this whole distribution through Spotify and iTunes, it just doesn't seem like it's working out for anybody. A lot of artists are not making money. You know, I get 1,000 streams and that's only $7. Like, it didn't take me $7 to make this damn album. It really didn't cost me anything because I do my own shit. But for somebody else that pays a lot of money to have their songs mixed and mastered and curated a certain way, and you have Spotify and these other publications that are saying, F y'all not getting paid. You know, we gonna take all your money. So I personally, I'm not here for it. I really think that artists need to do it old school. I'm from the old school. I know some people say I don't look that old, but, you know, we were selling CDs at the gas station. You know, we had CDs in a trunk. You know, we were going to the bodega and asking if it's all right if we can leave a business card on the side where, you know, the candies, the now and laters and all that stuff was. We were in that era, you know. So unfortunately, this is a new the new school. This is a new class. All these kids know is SoundCloud, and you know, I get paid for my SoundCloud. If you go back a couple of episodes, I'll show you that you can monetize your SoundCloud to make money off of it. Some people say that it's bullshit. You're a liar. You're not making that kind of money. I know that I was able to buy this equipment. Don't think it's always tax season, because I was bowling before tax season. So I don't need anybody to, you know, try to throw me into that situation. But again, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate everyone that was in the broadcast that, you know, I was answering questions to Chris B, Real Lyrics. I know that a couple of other people had popped in. Make sure y'all check out their information. I'm gonna post it on my website so you guys can, you know, follow them and check out their music. Again, I am Minx Couture, the host of the Minx Show, and we are on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. It is 4:31 p.m. in New York City in April. Excuse me, I said April. My birthday's in April. In March the 14th, 2019, we are here on this beautiful afternoon. And only thing I have to say is keep pushing, keep grinding, keep getting better. Stop listening to haters. Stop listening to naysayers. And just, you know, do what's right for you. You know, make songs that you like. Don't make songs because of the fact that it's, you know, what people are digesting these days, like the Blueface and Tatianas and shit. So, with that said, I will see you guys next week. And I thank you for tuning in to the Minx Show. Enjoy your day.